Hey everyone, it's Angel with Mystic Moon bringing you guys a soul therapy reading this morning. So I just wanted to bring some messages to you guys for those of you that may be struggling right now when it comes to just things that are happening in your life, or maybe you're just looking for some guidance. So this is definitely going to be more of a gentle kind of, a very deep reading. So if you guys are not interested in this kind of a reading, go ahead and just click off, and I'll tune maybe into your energies next time. And I also am going to take this time to just kind of go over some things about me and my channel, and my cat Harley is just for some reason wanting to be on camera. So if you guys are not interested in anything that I want to say or have to say, no worries at all. Just go ahead and click on the timestamp in the description box below, if I can even talk, so that way you guys can go straight to the reading. But what I will be using here today is I'm going to be using a deck called Life Design Cards. I may have only used this deck like once or twice on Instagram. I don't think I've actually ever used it on YouTube. So I'm really excited to tap into these cards. It's from a creator. The name is Lisa McLaughlin Art, and I believe that she's the one that also just created these. Yeah, she designed this entire deck. It's very, very beautiful. So if you guys are interested, I'll put her link in the description box below for her Etsy shop. I'm also going to be using the Angel Tarot cards by Radley Valentine and the Answer is Simple cards by, that lady right there. Now, you guys are so great. I just want to say thank you so much for those of you that have reached out to me to help me to pronounce these names. And I got to be honest with you, I can't remember. I remember somebody sent it to me and I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to remember that. And I've completely forgotten. But just so you guys know, I now know how to at least say Ciro Marchetti. So thank you. But I'm having a hard time saying this name here. So if anybody wants to give me that information again, I feel like I've lost it. That's great. But anyways, so before we get started with anything, I just want to kind of take a little bit of time to just kind of talk a little bit about, me, my channel, what my intentions are for the people that I work with and things like that. And so this might be all over the place, you guys. And so again, if you're just not into this, no worries, just go ahead and skip it. But I was sitting here this morning, and I do my morning routine, which is I wake up and I check my emails and I check my Etsy, which is where all my orders come through. And I also check my YouTube and my comments and Instagram and things like that. And one of the first things that I just happened to notice this morning is I went from, I think it was like 10,400 subscribers on Instagram. And then it was like, I'm at 10K. So that 4 dropped off. And I just was sitting there and I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, what happened? And I'm not really into subscriber counts or anything. I've never really checked the stats of anything. I literally just started putting advertisements on my videos. And I'm going to tell you guys one of the reasons that I started doing that. And, just all these things that I haven't really thought about or even cared about before. But, times change, things change. We've got to move in certain directions for certain reasons. And so a lot of these things have kind of come about for me this year. But my point of even bringing this whole Instagram thing up is that I was like, oh my God, for the first time, I'm like, what happened? And I still don't really know what happened. And I can sit here all day long and either worry about it or try to figure it out. And of course, I did look online and it looks like there's some purging and some things that just happen every now and then. It happens on YouTube, it happens on Instagram. I'm not here to say that maybe 4,000 or 400 people overnight were just like, fuck Mystic Moon, like I'm not resonating with her anymore. I'm not saying that can't be the case. That could certainly be the case. But I've never experienced that yet since I have started my channel. So it was a little bit of a, ooh, what the hell happened? But it could be a purge or something like that from Instagram. But at the end of the day, I was sitting there and I started to get this pit in my stomach, and I started to kind of get that fear of, everything that I have built up so far on YouTube and also Instagram. It obviously started with the intention of just being fun. And obviously as things progress and you grow and you've got a lot of, different energies and attention coming at you or whatever. And I've definitely I'm very grateful for it all. I really am. I just never really sit down to think about it. I don't sit down to think about how much energy is coming my way, how much abundance is coming my way, how many followers I have, how much, abundance is coming my way from all of this success. I never really sit down to think about it. I just keep doing my thing. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why things have come, and I don't want to say easy for me. I've definitely worked my ass off in order to get to where I'm at today. And just so you guys know, I'm not sitting here acting like I'm a total success or anything. It's just from where I started in 2017 to where I'm at now. For my own measure, I feel like it's, I became successful very quickly, and I'm definitely grateful for it. But my point of even bringing this up is that for a moment, I got caught up in that. I got caught up in the, oh my gosh, like what if people are not resonating with me? What if all of a sudden I just clicked onto my account one day and it was like hacked and deleted or, whatever. What if all of this just goes away, everything that I worked for? And as much as I can sit there and think about it, or think of the conspiracies, or think about some people that may want to see my channel fail or whatever, I could sit there and focus on that. But at the end of the day, all that's going to do is it's going to make me miserable, and it's going to make me fearful. And whenever we're fearing something, whatever we are focusing on, we're actually going to create more of that. And so I thought to myself, you know what? I'm human like everybody else. I can just go to the, go to the pits, go to the negative thinking and get freaked out. But at the end of the day, I refuse to be in that fear-based mindset. And this is going to lead me to my next thing as well. There are people out there, and again, this is not a fault to anyone who feels this way or thinks this way, but there are people out there that, feel like there are people that have control over them, such as the devil, Satan, demons, dark energies, even people. A lot of people will come to me and say, I feel like I'm being controlled, or the person that I want to be with is being controlled by black magic or spells. Now, I definitely believe in manifestation. I believe in magic in that sense, and we can use it for good or, I guess, dark purposes. But the thing is that if you are strong in your own being and you refuse to buy into that fear-based mentality that somebody has that kind of power and control over you, it's always worked for me. And that doesn't mean that I have not had my share of bad shit happening to me. But are these things happening to me because I'm fearing it? Are these bad things happening to me because of maybe some karmic things, some karmic balancing of the scales? I haven't always been perfect. I have not always been perfect. So maybe these things are happening because it's meant to teach me something. It's meant to kind of, put that mirror up to me and go, oh yeah, okay, I can see why this is happening. So not every single thing that happens to us in life is out of our control. So when we give that power, or we even blame things that are happening, we blame it on the devil, we blame it on a spell or a curse or something like that, we're really kind of, and again, bad things happen to good people all the time. I'm not taking that away from anybody. But when we get set or focused in that mentality that things are happening to us because evil and all these other things are trying to take us over, this darkness is trying to take us over, I choose empowerment. I choose to cut that thinking right out. So as far as people coming to me and people, just thinking that this is something that's happening to them, I immediately kind of shut it down, because that kind of mentality and that kind of energy or belief system is really just going to create more loss of control and more fear, and you're not going to be able to pull yourself out and empower yourself and to change your circumstances. So I just wanted to give my thoughts on that. And this is also in regards to aligning myself with people that are, have these types of beliefs. And I just realized, we're just resonating differently, or I guess we're not vibrationally matching. And not that there's anything wrong with me or there's anything wrong with them, but if that is their reality, that, there's all this evil and this darkness and these things that can get me and affect me, again, I just refuse to buy into it. And it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but it's not a part of my reality. And if I choose for that not to be a part of my reality, then it cannot touch me and it cannot affect me. And I just want to let you guys know, I have always been more of a shadow worker than a light worker. I have definitely always been more into the shadows and embracing my shadows. It's taken me to get on this journey in order to embrace more of my light side. And I think sometimes people misconstrue me being very direct and me being very raw and real and basically taking no shit as darkness and or negative, or assuming that because I'm in that energy that somehow I am surrounded by darkness, or that I am, I guess, vulnerable to dark energies and entities. And I want to say that it actually couldn't be farther from the truth. I'm a lot stronger because I embrace my shadows. Now, again, I'm not saying anything is wrong with being all in the light, but just how I have been operating and living with my shadows, it's actually created a lot more strength for me. It's actually created a lot more reality check and keeping myself accountable in this life. I think a lot of people that are afraid of their shadows and they're running from their shadows, those are the types of people that are usually projecting their darkness and their judgments and all of that shit onto other people and running away from who they truly are. So there's nothing wrong with embracing your shadows. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you feel a certain way, even if that's not 100%. And I've always been one of those people where I just usually will say it. I'm very vocal about how I'm feeling. And unfortunately, that has had consequences in my life. Some people have taken this, maybe me reacting a certain way or saying things a certain way as, ooh, I don't want anything to do with her. And again, it's all about vibrations. If somebody's not vibrating get on that same vibration as me, you have every right to just kind of step away. And so that leads me also into the readings that I do for people. And I just want you guys to know, whether it's a personal reading or these readings that I do on YouTube, I truly, truly want the best for everyone in every situation. And the one thing that I know about life is that if you can stand in your own power and your own truth, you're going to be golden. Now, when we're trying to either help other people or heal other people or getting them to see things our way, or we need something from them, this is where things will get screwy. And I'm not saying that it might not be a part of your purpose in helping other people and helping to guide other people to the light, but at the end of the day, you can't make things happen. You can't manipulate people. Well, let me take that back. You can try, but when you do, such as via spells or mind control, manipulation, lies, just kind of being secretive and trying to basically push your agenda, things are just going to continue to blow up in your face, and your life is going to continue to be pretty much a nightmare. So again, do you see how we want to blame other people, or we want to blame God, the devil, whatever your guys' belief systems are, for our issues and our problems, when really at the end of the day, if we just take that time to kind of see where we're operating from, we can see why shit is just kind of playing out a certain way in our lives. So I'm all about taking accountability for my actions, taking accountability for my shit, taking accountability for my emotions. And when other people are not on that same vibration, usually it can go one or two ways. Either I will completely be raw and vulnerable and say, let's talk about this, let's get down to it, or I will cut your ass off. And the thing is, I'm not saying that that is the best way to go about life, but it's something that has worked for me. And if people are ready, or people are wanting to be on that same vibration as me, and to basically step into their shadow or step into their authentic self and, come at me in that way, I'm all ears. I'm all about that. But it's people that are running away from their truth or not seeing their shit. And again, I'm not perfect. I don't see all of my shit, even though I feel like I see a lot, but I don't see all of my shit. But the thing is, that's where I resonate. So my point in saying all this is that when people come to me for a reading and they're telling me things like, please help me, I need you, things like that, I usually get turned off pretty quick, because I'm realizing that they're coming from a space of giving me some sort of authority over them. And I don't have authority over anyone, just myself. That's it. So I try to actually steer people away from me. And I'm not saying that as a negative, like, ooh, I don't want anything to do with them. Even though, sorry, I was just very emotional earlier before I clicked on the reading. So I'm a little like stuffy. Sorry, I know that sounds gross. But my point of saying this is that sometimes, because I'm such a sensitive empath, I can get a little just like feeling like a vibe. Sometimes I just need to kind of get away because sometimes energy that's coming at me can be very heavy. So, but what I'm trying to say is that when people come towards me and they are looking for such those answers from me, giving me that authority over them to give them answers, I will most likely turn you away or try to direct you towards somebody that is going to claim to be able to give you those answers. So I got an email this morning from someone. They wanted to know specific things. Will this happen and when will it happen? And this is what my standpoint is on that. I don't believe that anyone in this world, I don't give a shit what your gift is, has the ability to tell you what is going to happen in your life. I absolutely do not buy into that whatsoever. And people that claim to be able to do that, that's their karma. That's on them. But I check energies. I'm an energy empath reader. I pick up on energies. I pick up on the energies of the people that I'm reading for. And, pick up on what their intentions are at the time. But just so you guys know, everything is in present time. Yes, we can go ahead and tap into the possible future. But again, do you hear that key word? Possible. Anything is possible. So that just means that whatever comes through a reading, whether it be positive or challenging, can be changed. And why? Because we have the free will as people to do certain things that will change these future events. This is why predictions cannot be 100% accurate. People are looking for absolutes, yes or no's and whens and whys. And what I kind of want to push that back onto the person as to, why do you need to know this? Why do you need to know this? Does this mean that you're going to not put in any effort or energy into this connection because it's not going to go the way that you want it to go? So do you see how there's already an agenda in place, something that you need from it, or else you've already placed expectations on the situation because you want to make sure that something is going to happen, that it's going to go in the way that you want. But that's not how life works. So we always got to kind of pull back and look as to why we want to know this. And this is another popular one. I need to know that this person is my twin flame. Why the fuck do you need to know if this person is your twin flame? Is it going to change the circumstances? Is it going to change your connection? Is it going to make it better? Is it going to make it work? The answer is no. It's not going to change anything. You have a soul connection with somebody, and that's what you should focus on. The labeling is what gets a lot of people caught up in a lot of different cycles on a twin flame journey. A lot of people are very focused on just their twin flame. There is so much more to life than just your twin flame. Your sole purpose of coming into this existence is not just about your twin flame connection. Your twin flame connection can certainly have a lot to do with your soul purpose, your soul journey, your soul evolution. Fantastic. That's why twin flames are created. But it's not your entire life. So my point of even bringing all of this up is that I was just sitting with my comments from YouTube this morning, and I love a lot of the comments that come in. You guys are just so awesome, just the wonderful things that you guys say. And then, of course, there are those that I don't love, but that goes along with the territory. But I have, all last year, I pretty much spent a majority of my time becoming triggered and focusing on the negatives rather than focusing on the positives. And this year I told myself from the very beginning of the year that I wanted to try to make that shift. Doesn't mean I'll always be successful, but I'm going to try. But yes, I am trying to focus more on those positive things rather than the things that are coming at me that are negative, because people are only coming from their own level of understanding. And I have to understand that. And there may be people that I rub the wrong way, and that's kind of their belief system, is in, you know what, Mystic Moon, she's just not at my level, so I'm going to have to cut her off. Kudos to you. Good for you. I wish you all the best. I'm not here to be better than anybody, and I'm not here to lord over anybody. And so that's why when it comes to my readings and the advice that I give on my channel, I'm not an expert, you guys. There's nothing special about me. So my readings right now are at 6-week wait. Of course, I'm beyond grateful for the abundance, but that's not how I wanted my business to go when I started YouTube. Hell, I didn't even think it was going to be a business. I posted my first twin flame reading just because I felt inspired to do it. I had no idea the abundance and the business that would be created now because of that one video. No freaking idea. It was just as a shock to me as anybody else. But waiting for 6 weeks for someone for a reading, if you guys are in that vibration of, you know what, it's not about I need to know right now. And I generally don't actually like to work with people that need to know something right now. To me, that's very hysterical energy. It's very anxiety-ridden energy, and you're looking for something specific so you can move forward or make a decision. And the answer should come from within. Even when you get a reading, whatever's coming through the reading, you should always consult your inner guide before anything else, before anything that I bring out or any of the cards show. You should always consult your inner guide. So my point is that I'm at a point, and again, this is not like I'm just so big and I'm just so, amazing. I'm very humble, you guys. I really am very, very humble, always have been. But I'm to a point where I'm extremely busy, and I'm just going to say it. I do 25 readings a week. That's 100 readings a month. That is a lot of fucking readings. And as much as I enjoy doing readings, there's going to come a time where I'm going to have to start pulling back. And when I do that, it might be an 8-week reading. an 8-week wait, like 2 freaking months. Like, that's ridiculous. I don't want to have to do that, but I can't keep, spreading myself so thin, taking on more readings a day just to lessen the weight. I can't do it, you guys. I just can't. So the reason I'm saying this is not to get sympathy or not to, whine. It's to help you guys to understand why it may be a long period of time, a long wait. And also there's other things that I want to do. I really enjoy creating decks. And it's seriously just as a shock and a surprise to me that the decks that I have created have become as successful as they have become. Like, I'm really taken back and in awe sometimes. Like, I just can't believe it sometimes. And yes, I understand that the exposure of certain YouTube readers that are very big that are using my cards does help with that process. And I am so beyond grateful to those people, but I have people that say, gosh, I really resonate with your cards. And it's so rewarding. That's the kind of work that I really, really enjoy doing. And it's very difficult for me to create, and it's very difficult for me to bring forth videos and content on YouTube. I've been wanting to do astrological signs for a long time, but I have no freaking time to do it. All I have time to do is pop on when I'm feeling it, like I am this morning before I start my readings for the day. But after that, I'm going to be exhausted. I don't have time to do that right now. So that brings me to the point of just certain things that I'm kind of doing and implementing to maybe generate a little bit more, I don't know, not necessarily revenue, because it's not about really the money per se, but something has to kind of even out so I can create other things and maybe not take on so many readings, because at this point, like I said, it's just energetically taxing. And I don't want to be one of those readers that has to shut down my shop and I can only open up a window for a certain period of time, I don't want to get to that point. And the thing is, I don't really even feel like I'm that amazing to be at that point. Like, it just, again, I'm confused. So what I want to say about it is this. There are so many amazing readers out there, you guys, to choose from. There's no reason to wait 6 weeks for me. There's nothing special that you're going to get from my readings that you're not going to get from another reader. I understand if you resonate with me energetically, you may want that reading for that reason, but just so you know, there's nothing special about me. There's no reason for you to feel like I'm the only one that can help you on either this journey or your connection or in your life. Unless you are feeling that soul connection, you're feeling that resonance with me, and you're feeling like, hey, I don't really need this reading right now. I can wait the 6 weeks. Do it for those reasons, but don't do it because you think that there's something special and significant about me, because there's not. The things that I bring forth in my readings and my channel, it's all from spirit. Yes, of course, the way that I put things together and articulate certain things and my, knowledge of tarot, that does play a part in it. But these messages and what I'm guided to do and the content that I'm guided to put on my channel is literally all from spirit. All of the things that I create, my decks, and just even getting on this twin flame journey, that also comes from spirit. It also comes from my twin flame connection. That has definitely been a muse in all of what I have in front of me today. How I even got on this journey came from darkness. It really did. It came from a dark place. But do you see how facing my darkness and having to just kind of literally wallow in the pits of my darkness brought me to the light? I had my awakening in the spring of 2017. The darkness that I had been carrying around for a very long time, and I'm not going to say how long it was because it was a long freaking time, towards my twin flame. When I had that awakening, and again, I wasn't searching for it. I wasn't looking for it. I literally was standing in my bathroom getting ready for the day. I even remember it. And all of a sudden, it's like my heart chakra just freaking cracked open like an egg. And all of a sudden, I felt all of the darkness just completely disappear from my being towards this individual. And when that happened, I had so much love in my heart that I just couldn't even believe it. I couldn't believe it. All the darkness, all of the stuff that I had been holding on to for all of those years, literally just completely transmuted to a whole other level. And so I started writing. I started writing a book. And it's a book one day I may finish. But it really inspired me, to write about the connection and write about all the things that I had learned. And, a lot of the book is very, very dark, but that's me. That's who I am. That's my darkness. It's there. It's real. But of course, it's like the end of the story, and where it's going is going towards the light, just like my own journey. So my own journey is very much a part of that book. And it's what brought me to starting to do twin flame readings. And the thing is, I didn't even know what twin flames were. I, for some reason, thought maybe a soulmate and a twin flame, and I had read in a book a long time ago, was kind of the same, but I didn't really know. I just didn't really give it that much thought. And so I was watching some YouTube readings just while I was getting ready during this process of writing my book and just kind of coming into more positive energy. I felt better than I had felt in a very, very, very long time. And then all of a sudden, how the YouTube readings, when one ends, it'll pop into another. And it just popped into, because I was watching like Sagittarius. That's what it was. It was just an astrological reading. I'm a Sag, right? So it popped into a reading and somebody said something about a twin flame. And then they started describing the connection. And it was just like, oh my God, I cannot believe that is what this has been this entire time. So it's like I finally had a label for it. And it's not like I needed it, but it got me to start to research twin flames. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe that this is what makes sense now. And I'm not going crazy. Now it makes sense why I felt this way all this time. And now I'm on this journey, and now I'm living my life's purpose, and it all has unfolded since then. So I know that was 30 minutes of me sharing. And so I'm obviously going to probably put that in the description of the video, just so people know that they are not only clicking on a, on a share and talk from Mystic Moon, but also a reading. So if you guys just happen to hang in there and listen to everything that I said here, that's awesome. I thank you. And just a part of me even sharing all of this is because I just wanted people to understand a little bit about me and how I operate and why certain things are a certain weight, and just kind of where I came from and how I came to be where I'm at, and just how I am very human and there's nothing special about me. And I don't know, just all of those things. So anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into, oh, and I want to say one more thing if you guys are tuning in still. Dee from Consciousness Evolution Journey and I, we are starting a podcast. We definitely are. And it's going to be Wednesday nights. And we were going to start it like tonight. But it's all in divine timing, you guys. There's just, some things that are going on that, scheduling conflicts and things like that took place. And so we will not be bringing the podcast to you guys this evening. But I'm sure if everything, smooths out with schedules and things like that we will go ahead and bring that to you guys next week. So I'll, of course, keep you guys informed on that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the energy. I want to bring through Archangel Michael through this reading. And yes, I understand. I get a lot of comments, you guys, when I say certain things. I get it. I really do. I understand that you don't need spray and you don't need an Orgonite to connect with Archangel Michael. Got it. Yeah. But the thing is, there's just certain things that I like to do. So it just resonates with me to tap into Archangel Michael's spirit this way. This right here is an Archangel Orgonite. It's called Tough as Nails. This is from Wing and Bell. My friends make these beautiful Orgonites. So if you guys are interested in this spiritual device that has all these lovely goodies in it, go ahead and click on their link in the description box below. Also, Amanda Ellis, who works with angels, Archangel Metatron specifically, has created an entire line of these beautifully charged up sprays. So I like to use this just to bring in the energy and to also clear the space after I've just talked about a lot of heavy things. A lot of heavy energy is in this space. So we're going to go ahead and clear it up. So I will also put her links in the description box below. So we're asking for Archangel Michael to come into this space, protect it, to clear it. Of course, my cats that are all around are like, what the heck is going on? Oh, it smells lovely. It really does. It smells so lovely. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some topics using this card or these cards here, and then we're going to get some advice using these other decks. So I'm just going to shuffle everything, and then I'm going to set it aside. So whatever's supposed to come through here today is just going to come through. It's going to be just very open. And I really enjoy doing these types of readings that don't have outlines, because whatever's meant to come through is just going to come through. So some messages may resonate while others do not. So I'm going to go ahead and just put these up here because they're my biggest cards, and we're just going to keep them out of the way, but we'll put them up here. And a lot of you guys say things about my shuffling. And just so you guys know, I'm a total frickin' card shark. Like I always, of course, now that I'm saying that, like these cards are fumbling, but I've always been a card shark. My family, we come from a family of just card games, and I love magic tricks. I have a few magic tricks that are just freaking amazing. I wish I could do them on camera, but unfortunately you need to be here in person. And I've always like wanted to be like a card dealer in Vegas, but I don't think I can deal with the hours, so I'm just going to put these here. Another a person that it's so funny. Every time I watch her readings, or every time like I just watch her on camera, she reminds me so much of myself. It's Aqua Moonlight. A lot of you guys say, "Oh my gosh, you should totally collaborate with Aqua Moonlight." I'd love to, but I'm not one of those people that is trying to push anything on anyone. So if she ever wanted to collaborate with me, I'd be totally open to it. But anyways, I love her. I love her style. I love her energy. But she shuffles cards amazing. I love it. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this. So let's pick a topic for the people that are watching this video. What do we need to know, Spirit? We have express an aspect of yourself through service. Okay, so for some of you, it may be, and 4 + 2 is number 6. 6 is about moving forward. It's also about harmony, positive movement forward. So express an aspect of yourself through service. Some of you may be thinking right now about perhaps doing something that is going to help serve humanity on maybe a small level, a great level, whatever that may be for you. So this is about expressing an aspect of yourself through this service. So basically what I do, this is expressing myself through service to you guys, hoping that maybe some messages that come through may be helpful to you. So let's go ahead and get some advice on this. Five of Fire. This is about competition. Very interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and pick another card. The last card. Yeah. Okay. I got it now. The Five of Fire, Five of Wands energy. This is about competition. This is about being afraid because you feel like you might step into a pit of it's too competitive. I can't do it. There's too many odds that are against me right now. It's just too much. Do you see the advice? Just sing anyways. Just do it. Just express yourself. As long as you're in that vibration, that you're expressing yourself and you are just literally in the energy of acting as like a conduit to spirit, you can't go wrong in that. It's when we start getting caught up in our heads, when we want to express ourselves or we want to do something, whether it's creative or we just want to do something. Sometimes we get caught up in the, oh my God, what if people don't receive me well? What if it fails? What if it doesn't work? This is the deal. As long as it's just an expression of you and you're just coming from that authentic place where you're not really expecting anything, you're just literally expressing what's trying to come through you. As long as you're just singing, what does it matter? So it's like getting in the vibration of just singing, just putting it out there, just expressing yourself. You're being driven, you're being guided to express yourself in a unique way. And sure, it might be met with challenges or other people that may be against it, or there may be competition. But as long as you're just singing and you're expressing yourself, you're going to experience harmony. And that's what Spirit is trying to tell you through this. You're going to experience harmony as long as your heart is coming from a place of just expression. That's what it is. And the only example that I can use is that it's kind of like getting caught up in subscribers or getting caught up in and not that there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes when that's your focus, when you're trying to run your channel, you're trying to become successful in whatever you're trying to do, and I'm just using this as an example, if you're getting caught up in that energy, you're bound to be met with strife. You're bound to be met with challenges because you're focusing on all the competition. You're focusing on all of the negatives. You're focusing on how maybe other channels are growing and you're not. When you step out of that energy and you're just doing what you love, who cares? Right? Who cares? As long as you're coming from an authentic place of serving, the abundance and everything and all the energies, everything that you're putting out there is what you're going to attract. So if you're trying to hard sell people or you're trying to constantly do this or do that in order to either get sales or promote things, or you're trying to be a success and it's all money oriented. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with money, but if that is your sole purpose for service and you're not just singing to sing, you might be met with some challenges. So just make sure that whatever it is that you're wanting to do or however you're wanting to serve is coming from a place of purity. It's coming from a place of inspiration. It's coming from a place of just having fun. Who cares if it fails? Just do it anyways. That's what I'm saying. Just do it anyways. And again, I'm not saying anybody quit their day job. I'm not saying that. Maybe don't quit your day job. But if you want to do something on the side, do it for pure enjoyment or don't do it at all. That's what I'm getting. Amazing. All right, let's go ahead and get another message. Produce, no waste. Interesting. So this is about, maybe just unnecessary things in our life. Produce no waste. Let's get a message with this. Oh my gosh. Four of Earth, Four of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, let me go ahead and get the advice on this. Oh, I love Spirit. I just love Spirit. Okay. All right. So produce no waste, you guys. So this is about, holding on too tightly to things that aren't really necessary. Okay. And I'm only going to use this as an example because it's just the first thing that's coming to me, material things. Sometimes we accumulate, and this is actually a perfect example for me. And I'm sorry I'm talking so much about myself in this reading, but I just woke up and I felt very emotional. And I just felt like I had something to express and something to say today. And I just went with it. And I just let spirit be my guide for that. So whether people are just like turned off, unsubscribed, totally fine. Or maybe hopefully you can kind of see a little bit more about who I am. And maybe that is good for you. But yeah, the Four of Earth here, it's about, I was going to say this. I have so many freaking decks. You guys, I love decks. I really do. I love being able to use a variety of decks on my channel. It keeps things fresh. It keeps things fun. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at my bookshelves right now. I have at least probably 200 plus decks. And the thing is that because I like to bring new content to the channel, I hold on to these things. But there's some decks that I'm just like, I'll never get to them. I will never sit down to learn this deck. This is one of the reasons that I try to stay away from decks that aren't at face value. This card is face value. This card is, and this card is. I don't need a book in order to, pick up the energies. But other decks, it's the creator and how they intended the deck to be used. And you got to learn that system. And I'm not all about that because I don't have freaking time. So I try to stay away from those types of decks. But anyways, my point is that I've got all these decks, and Dee from Consciousness Evolution Journey and I were speaking, and we were talking about how there's just certain decks that either we're not resonating with or just things that we just don't need. Why are we holding on to these things? It's just material things. It's stuff we don't need. It's stuff that we're just accumulating. And so we're actually bringing some of these things to the retreat, and we're going to, allow people to just kind of pick through and maybe raffle things off or gift them off or whatever, just to kind of, if something is not serving you anymore, then you might as well let go of it. And that's what the Four of Earth is. The Four of Earth is trying to hold on and hoard items, produce no waste. We need to stop wasting so much on things that are unnecessary, that we don't need. So it's about accumulating things that we don't need. Let's just say clothes for some of you, or freaking makeup or whatever. For me, tarot and oracle decks. So if we're not going to pay it forward or get rid of these items or donate these items or, just kind of, again, spread the light with these items, do we really need these items? What are these items doing for us? So it's like we're being forced to ask ourselves, do I really need all this crap? Do I really, really need it at the end of the day? Again, there's nothing wrong with material wealth, or there's nothing wrong with happiness that comes from material things. But at the end of the day, is what we're spending money on or what we're holding on to, is it really, really necessary? Is it keeping us earthbound to where we're not able to spread the light? Think about it. So produce no waste. If we're accumulating items that technically we're just throwing out and we're just basically producing waste at this point, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? So it's about getting in the energy of spreading the light. It's about paying it forward. It's about whatever is coming to you. It's about, again, like I just said, paying it forward. Whatever we're holding on to so tightly, that kind of energy is actually, again, we're not in the light when we're in that energy. We're fearful. We're afraid it's going to crash and burn, kind of like, oh my gosh, what happens if all of my channels just basically go kaput? What am I going to do? Stop doing what I'm doing? Hell no, I'll start over. Why? Because it's not about that. It's about spreading the light. It's about living my life's purpose. It's not about subscriber counts. It's not about all the shit that I have. It's about doing what's resonating with my soul. It's about doing what I love to do. It's about just singing regardless of what happens. So this reading very much is coming from my own energy, as much as, I'm trying to clear the energy, but maybe some of you are feeling a similar way. And maybe that's one of the reasons that I was guided to do this reading today, because maybe you guys are feeling similar in your life. So these messages will help you. Yeah. So as long as you're singing, as long as you're just spreading the light and that's your intent, then you're not going to be stuck in the energy. You're not going to be in that energy where you're going to be fearful like it's all going to just go to shit and fall apart. You're not going to have that need to hold on so tightly because you're going to be in that abundance mindset. When you're in that abundant mindset, it flows. Spirit works through you. Abundance flows. You're not worried about shit. It's just happening. Abundance just comes to you because you're not focused on it. You're not worrying about it. You're not crunching numbers. And again, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with budgets and, paying your bills and doing things that you need to do. But again, is where you're coming from truly, truly from an unattached place? Or is it coming from this fear-based place where it's just like, I got to do this and I got to do that. And we're doing things and we're producing things that are based out of that energy. Are we really in a place of light, or are we in a place of lack and fear? Are we producing waste, or are we producing light? We've got to think about it. Wow, that was really deep. Okay, let's get our next message. Have a rendezvous with your imagination. Oh, I love this. Oh my gosh. Right now, I am just craving time to myself to be able to write again and to be able to do certain things again. I definitely want a rendezvous with my imagination. I just want some time. Again, not boo-hoo, Mystic Moon. it just is what it is. Oh my gosh, I love it. This is about other people. This is about community. This is about joy. This is about a vacation. This is about getting together with friends and celebrating or doing something, maybe collaborating in a very creative way with other individuals that is going to bring about some sort of joy. I love it. Yes, be courageous, move forward. So this is the thing, you guys. If right now you guys are thinking about something where you want to create something, it may be that it's attached to other people, or maybe you're just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I should do something. I don't know if I should collaborate, or I don't know if I can do something on my own. Be courageous. And I'm not getting that you should not work with other people. I'm getting to open yourself up to other vibrations and other people that are of your same vibration, that may have your same vision or may want to help, or maybe they're adding something to the pie that you don't have. So everybody's bringing something different to the table. So have a rendezvous with your imagination when it comes to things that are going to bring you joy. Be courageous to move forward with certain ideas, and maybe opening yourself up to other people or other situations that may add to this joyous energy, that may add to this creative mindset or this creative project or something that you have. This is about being courageous and putting yourself out there, you guys. That's what it is. This is about living your dreams. This is about having fun. Be courageous enough to step outside and open up your maybe closed box or your closed mindset when it comes to dealing with other people. It's scary, and I'm going to share some more personal shit because that's obviously what this reading for some reason is all about. And of course, I'm already feeling insecure, like, oh God, should I even post this video? If I post this video, then maybe people are going to judge. Maybe people are going to say I talk too much about myself. You know what? It's coming straight from spirit, so I'm going to freaking post it. So when you see it, you're going to know that I didn't fall into that fear-based thinking, okay? But I was devastated, absolutely devastated at the end of 2018. I'm not going to get into the reasons why, but it was definitely related to other people. I was so freaking heartbroken over something that happened. And I wish so badly that it could have been changed. And there's still parts of me that wishes that it could be different, but I just can't for whatever reason, or at least not right now. But the thing is, there was a part of me that was just like, I'm never going to let anyone in ever again. I'm never going to trust. I'm never going to open myself up to new people. I can't. I'm so heartbroken. What if it turns out the same way? What if I can't trust people? What if I can't trust my intuition? Before I was like, oh my God, I trusted my intuition and I went full force and felt so amazing for such a long period of time. And then when that ended, it was just like, oh my God, was I wrong? Was this just in my imagination? Was I just disillusioned? I mean, all kinds of things. I truly went through a dark night of the soul purge at the end of the year. That's for sure. But what I did is I refused to basically put limits on myself because of what happened. I refused to tell myself that it was, something was wrong, or that it was the wrong situation, or that it wasn't what it was. Doing that only perpetuated my fear-based thinking, as in, oh my gosh, it was just an illusion. It was, whatever. I was courageous instead. I basically took that experience and I took it into 2019 and I said to myself, I'm not going to cut myself off from opening myself up to other people that want to be a part of my life, even if those things, whatever, turn out to be the same or go to shit, or maybe I'm making wrong decisions or whatever happens. I'm going to be courageous anyways, and I'm going to move forward. Why? Because I've got dreams, I've got goals, I've got fun to have, I've got experiences, I've got life to live, and I'm not going to cut myself off just because I fell in 2018. I'm going to be courageous and I'm going to pull myself up. And it was hard. It was hard, but I did it. And since I've decided to do that and I've, switched my energy and my mindset, I've definitely opened myself up to some other amazing, deep soul connections that I'm very grateful for now. And I'm also grateful for those old connections and the time that I had within those connections. And I, of course, went through a variety of emotions with that: anger, resentment, fear, sadness, guilt, shame, all of it. I went through all of it. But at the end of the day, there comes a point where you just realize that, you know what, there's just certain things that can't be fixed at that period of time. And I'm never in that mindset of ever, like never ever. But I needed to move forward. I needed to carry on. And so as difficult as it was, I did find the courage and strength in order to do that. So anyways, I'm only sharing that with you guys because as much as we get knocked down, as much as our experiences with other people, because that's what the Three of Cups is, it's about other people. As much as we may get burned or hurt, or we hurt ourselves, we burn ourselves because of our behavior or whatever the deal is, we can't stop trying. We can't stop, opening ourselves up to future connections with people because of what might happen, or things might roll out the same way. These connections are coming into our lives and opening up for us for a reason. Try not to be scared. Try to courageously push through. Whatever you imagine, you will create. So that is also what Spirit is saying. Through your imagination, through your fear of what you're going to create again, that will transpire. But if you're courageous and you basically take your ego and your fear and that bull by the horns and say, you know what? No, I refuse. I refuse to be in that mindset moving forward. You have victory and success. And it doesn't mean things will be perfect rolling out, because at the end of the day, human beings are still human beings, and we still got egos and we still have all kinds of things. So nothing is perfect. Nothing ever will be perfect. But the thing is, there's victory, there is success moving forward, and this mindset to be courageous, to cut out all of that crap that you've gone through before and leave it behind, leave it in the past. It had its purpose. Maybe it still has its purpose, but you're moving forward. You're going to survive. You're courageous. You're strong. And that brings joy and happiness into your life. I would rather be joyous and be happy just to fall on my face again rather than never have experienced it at all. Kind of like that saying, it's better to have loved than to, and I'm not going to say, I never ever am able to remember these sayings. You guys always correct me, which I love. But you know what? It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. That's what it is. And I am a true advocate of that. I will put myself out there so raw, so 100% just to get frickin' burned by people that either don't see themselves, don't understand me, whatever. I'll do it all day long because at least I know I am living. I am living my life. I am not going to live my life playing it safe. Not going to do that. That's what it is. All right, next message. Discern resonance within. Discern resonance within. Yeah, oh, well, look at that. Balance, temperance. Temperance energy here is about what is going on within yourself. This is about what is balanced within you. This is about what feels right within your own spirit. This is about not moving forward in a imbalanced way. It's about taking the time to heal. This is also about divine timing. So if you're dealing with maybe another person or a connection that seems to be imbalanced right now, you've got to basically use your discernment. Does it resonate with you? Are you trying to push forward with something that's just giving you a lot of pushback? That's because something is not balanced within ourselves. Beautiful. Decorate. At the end of the day, all that we can do is decorate our own garden. We can't change other people. We can't I was just going to say we can't speed up divine timing. I have more to say about that. I do feel that there's certain things that we can do in order to create more of accelerated changes and change timelines and things like that. So I don't want to get too deeply into that subject right now. But my point is that it's really best at this time to just focus on your own world, your own reality, your own creation. So if you're dealing with another person, because I do see that temperance energy is the temperance angel is holding 2 cups. This is 2 people balancing the energy of the connection, the relationship. So if you're in some kind of a, misvibration or some kind of frequency mismatch right now with another person, you need to kind of go back into yourself and go, okay, what is it that I need to do? What is it that I need to basically focus on? Rather than trying to focus on how I can recreate the situation with them and focus on if only they would just get on board, we could be happy. We have to kind of pull ourselves back and say, what can we do with our own energy to create something in our own life that isn't attached to another person? Because when we do that, when we take the focus off of another person and we just focus on us, it's like freaking magic. It's like alchemy. Things just basically come about. Things just magically unfold because we're just focusing. We're just decorating our own garden. We're not trying to decorate or redecorate somebody else's garden. We're just focusing on us. We're just doing us. So discern resonance within. Again, you guys might get something different from that, but that's the message that I'm getting for this little card lineup here. We have to refocus on ourselves. We have to recreate or decorate our own garden. We have to stop trying to decorate something or someone else at this present time. We need to focus. We need to go within. We need to heal. We need to balance out our energies. Okay? Because if it's saying we need to discern, it's like we really need to pay attention to, what we should be doing or maybe what we shouldn't be doing. We really need to use discernment. So when we're not using discernment within our own lives and our own energy, we can somehow try to control or, that's what I'm getting, control the outcome of how things are going to fold out or unfold in another situation. So again, we need to focus more. We need to pull back. We need to go within ourselves. We need to really focus our energy on decorating our own garden. Okay. And then when we do that, we're going to be able to see things differently. We're going to be able to see things from more balanced ways. We're going to see the beauty in situations rather than all the flaws and the ugliness of other people. But we've got to go within for that. That's what Spirit's saying. It actually starts with us. So whenever you're experiencing challenges with other people, you always got to take your own temperature first and figure out, why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? And that's what happened to me at the end of 2018. What the fuck am I doing? What did I do to create this? What did I add to the situation? And that was tough. But I did get through it and I did get there and I did see it and I did feel it and I did feel a lot of guilt and shame. And I did express this and I meant every single last bit of it. And I don't take it back just because things did not go the way I wanted them to. At this point moving forward, I did what I had to do in order to survive because I care so much. But this discern with resonance within, we got to be willing to look at our own stuff, our own shadows before we're casting them out onto other people. Frame a vision. Beautiful. What do we want to create? Wow. 10 of air. Let's get the message on this. Wow. Take a breather. Okay, this is the thing. What I'm getting from this is that we have a vision in mind. We may want to frame a certain vision. We have a certain vision in mind. We've already got it hanging on the wall. That's it. That's what we want. That's what we want to create. That's it. And there's Nothing wrong with having a vision board, or having some kind of like a dream of the future or a goal for the future. Nothing wrong with that, you guys. But the 10 of air, 10 of swords is coming up for a reason. And this is not to say that your dream cannot work or that it will not survive, but look at the message. Take a breather from this. Take a breather from this vision right now. If this vision is causing you pain, 10 of swords, not in this deck, it's very fluffy in this deck, but in traditional tarot, it's a man laying on the ground with 10 swords in his back. How the hell can we create from that position? We cannot. We need to recover. We need to take a rest. So if you guys are trying to create your vision based in energy that's still very broken, you're just like very heavy, pain-ridden, all kinds of darkness, things that haven't been healed yet, you need to take a breather. You need to take some time to heal, is what Spirit is saying. If you're one of those people, again, nothing wrong with this, unless this doesn't do you like it does you a disservice. But sometimes people pick themselves up and throw themselves into work rather than dealing with pain, rather than dealing with the healing and taking the time to just kind of get through it. Sometimes people just have to throw themselves into other projects or other relationships to forget about what they need to heal. So the vision that you're trying to create right now, has the proper healing measures been taken? Have we taken the time to rest? Maybe it's not the right time to just jump into the next project or the next relationship or the next thing. Maybe we need to have a little bit more time to just really kind of refocus and maybe even heal from the pain. Again, if we're creating out of old energy, we might create some of that old energy into our new reality. And we definitely don't want to do that. We want to leave old energies behind. We want to leave difficulties behind. We want to move forward in a positive way. We want to bring in the attraction. We want to cause that law of attraction to work for us in a positive way, not old energy, bringing stuff back up. It just no longer serves us. We don't want to recreate old stories, you guys. And that's what I'm getting from this. We need to take a breather. We need to take a little bit of time to heal. Determine what's going to help. What's going to help? We have Knight of Earth. Beautiful. I love it. Oh, I love this. My God. What's going to help? Loyal, dedicated, honorable, kind people. Dedicated effort on your part. We also have connect with your soul family. What's going to help you? We already got in this reading the Three of Cups, and I really, really felt a very positive energy with the Three of Cups. That Three of Cups energy was very much about community, soul family, connections, loyal, dedicated, honorable people that are coming in very steady, very sturdy, very loyal, determined to basically help either get a project off the ground, or they're very loyal and dedicated to this connection. Determine what's going to help you is being dedicated. It's not quick energy. That's what I'm getting here. It's not something that's just going to happen overnight. So if some of you are in that energy where you're looking for something to happen immediately or happen overnight, or I need it to happen or else, that is the wrong energy to be in when you're trying to do something. That's not helping. This dedicated Knight of Earth's energy, that's what's going to help. Okay? To get calm, to get steady and focused. This is very, very slow moving energy. It's very methodical. This is somebody who plans. They don't just rush into action. They plan. They take their time. Connect with your soul family. What's going to help you? Community. What's going to help you? Possibly other people. People that can help you with a project, or people that can help you with your vision, or people that you can really rely upon during this period of whatever's happening in your life. All I know is that this is a very grounded, practical, loyal energy that you can trust within other people as well as yourself right now. What a beautiful message. Identify the blocks. Page of Air. Our thoughts. What are our blocks? Our thoughts. Our thoughts are blocking us. Yep, look at that. Clear the fog. Our thoughts right now are foggy. Our thoughts right now are just, we're just not thinking clearly. And that's not going to resonate for everybody. Some of you may not feel that energy at all. But what is keeping us foggy? Now, I do have to say this just because a lot of readers will see the Page of Swords, which is the Page of Air, as social media stalking. It's kind of funny how certain cards kind of get a bad rap. And just so you guys know, before social media, that was never even a thing. The Page of Swords did not represent that, but we are in the new age. And because we're in a new age, we have to basically take concepts that make sense to people that are in the current times. So anyways, I'm just bringing that up because that could be possibly a lot of people's problems right now when it comes to their thoughts. What you're seeing on social media, what you're perceiving to be the truth, what you think you're seeing or what you think you know. Social media is, or I should say can be, it doesn't mean it is for everyone, but it can be a place where people can be anybody that they want. They can promote an image of themselves that is just something different than what truly is going on with them. I mean, I'm not one to post things that are, what's the word I'm looking for, controversial, my thoughts on certain things that are happening in the world or, my current feeling. I think that this particular reading is probably the most raw that I've ever put on YouTube. Yes, I have expressed my opinions and things like that, but this for me, that's why I called it soul therapy, because this is like a soul therapy session for me right now. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, but if we are spending our time trying to derive information on what's going on with other people through social media, you're in a freaking fog. We need to clear this energy. We need to identify that that is a block in our lives, that constantly focusing on something or someone. And I'm just going to use this for an example. Let's just say you were involved with somebody who has since moved on and they are in another relationship, and you're constantly every single day checking the temperature of what's going on in that relationship. And you're constantly triggering yourself and you're constantly feeling negative after looking at this picture, looking at how somebody seems to be happy without you. How is that serving you in a positive way? It's not. All it's doing is it's causing fogginess. It's causing blocks in your life. It's about getting rid of this freaking energy. So if it has nothing to do with you looking at somebody's social media, this is just your own thoughts at this point. Your own thoughts are creating blocks. Your own thoughts right now are not clear. And sometimes we're not meant to have clear understanding. It's a process. A lot of people are just like, I'm so confused right now. What do I do? Ride it out. Ride the wave out. That's what you're supposed to do. People are looking for a quick fix all the time. Quick fixes aren't something that sometimes it just happens. We get that epiphany. We get that breakthrough. Beautiful. But when you're really struggling, it usually doesn't come. When you're waiting for it, it usually doesn't come. When you're waiting for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right to show up, usually it does not come. It's when you let go. It's when you just basically refocus your thoughts that the fog and the blocks clear. And that's what this message is for those of you that are either struggling with that or struggling with this particular energy. Wow. Okay. That was also an energy of being logical and practical. So if you guys are in that very emotional energy where you're just kind of feeling everything, nothing wrong with feeling everything, by the way. Some of us operate in that energy all the time. But sometimes that energy cannot apply to every situation or person that you're dealing with in life. We might feel wonderful about a person. Oh, we feel them on a soul level. We feel them on a deep soul level. We know who they truly are, their higher self. That's who we're connecting to. We know they're a good person deep down inside. But the person that they are in reality, 3D reality that is, a reality that you're sharing space with this person, you might need to protect yourself from that person because they're operating from some dark shit. And their dark shit can affect your life if you allow it, if you are in that line of fire, as in you are dealing with them or you're spending time with them. So you have the free will to step away from people and protect yourself from people like this, whether it be for good or temporarily, until maybe they start changing their vibration. We have to protect ourselves sometimes, people. We can't always have the light goggles on in every situation. This is one of the reasons that we have an ego and a dark side, is to basically help to protect us during shitstorms with people. Sometimes we have to survive. Sometimes we have to protect ourselves. So in this instance, what Spirit is saying is that this has something to do with jumping into the logical, practical frame of mind. Try not to be so much in your feels when it comes to making a decision or thinking about someone. Because you might be stuck in a fog right now because you feel so much, yet you're not really taking the time to honestly assess the situation in a factual way to say, you know what, this person, they're making certain choices in their life. They're not on the same level as me right now. So instead of sitting here and crying about it and being in wishful thinking, praying for them, sending them healing love and light, I'll do that, but I'm not doing it because I'm trying to get them to change. At the end of the day, I know I can't do that. I can just send that light, yes. Maybe I'll affect them in a positive way, but I can't do the work for them and I can't change the situation. I can only change me. I can only do me. So it's about pulling yourself out of this energy where you just might be so focused in the light and the emotions. And I'm only saying that as because we're getting lost in that, because the reality is not matching how you feel. The reality of who this person is right now is not matching how you feel about them. So at some point, you've got to be logical and practical and honestly assess the situation and go, you know what? Maybe it's best for me not to focus on them so much. Maybe it's best for me to focus on something else right now. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it is. That's the message right there too. Explore the principles. 6 of water. Listen to the music. Okay. So the 6 of water is the 6 of cups. This has to do about our past. This has to do with past connections. This has to do with, just childhood, nostalgia, thinking about the past partnerships, things like that. Explore the principles. This is about our logic. And then we have listen to the music. 2 totally opposite energies here. What are the vibes? What are the vibes that you're getting versus the logical, practical principles in the situation? Are we hanging on to something out of principle? Are we hanging on to something out of how we feel about it? So we're going to draw some more cards because I don't understand what Spirit is trying to say. So what are you trying to say, Spirit, about this? Because it's a little black and white here for me. We have the 6 of fire. Beautiful. All right, so this is what I'm getting. First of all, we have 2 6s and 6s. Oh, wow. 6, 6, 6, you guys. And no, that's not a demonic number unless you feel it is, and that's okay. But the 6s are all about positive movement forward. I have it in my Signs from Spirit Love Oracle. Raise your vibration. Move forward in harmony, okay? This is the deal. We can explore the principles all day long. We can. We can say, nope, these are the facts. This is it. This is whatever. I'm just going to use this as an example. This is the label. That's this person and I. We are twin flames. That's the principle. That's the facts. Got it. But what's the music telling you? What are the vibes telling you? Are the vibes, is it making you feel good? Is this connection or whatever it is that you're invested in or still hanging on to from the past, is it making you feel good? Because if it is, fantastic. Great. You are going to be able to carry on in a very positive way. My own connection, it's not that it is a success in reality, but the way that I feel about it and the way that I have come to my own conclusions with it, that's what makes it a success, because it's the way that I am resonating with the connection. I don't need it to be a certain way, but the energy that I have derived at, the conclusion that I have come to with what works for me, the principles that I have come to, That is what makes it a harmony and a success in my life. I'm feeling good. When I'm not feeling good with my connection, I examine it and try to figure out why that may be. So if it's not harmonious for me and it's now becoming a darkness in my life, or it's becoming a crutch in my life, or it's becoming an energy that's disruptive in my life, I might have to think about that. But the thing is, I'm in complete harmony and success when it comes to my connection, as in what it does for me in my life, not necessarily what's happening in that actual connection. I derive the positive energy. I derive the victory and success from the energy. So the music that's in my heart, that's in my ears about my situation, that's all in harmony. I'm moving forward. I'm experiencing all of these things because of that. But if some of you are holding on to the principles of it has to be this and this has to happen, or we're really tied to an old situation out of, I've just known this person forever, or the principles are, we've got kids together, or, whatever that may be. I'm sticking with this person because they're just this or that, or this is just what I have to do. Is that in vibration with what we truly, truly feel and what we truly, truly desire in life? Because if it's not, it's time to think about that. It's time to stop telling yourself, you know what? I got to stick it through because of the principle. So it's not really logic, actually, what I'm getting from this, even though I did say that. It's the principle. And sometimes the principle is like, nope, I said I was going to do this and I'm sticking to it. But is that principle in alignment with your true energy and what you truly want in this life? Are we being stubborn at this point, just out of principle? Are we just saying, I refuse to do this and because of this and because of that, out of principle, out of ego, out of pride? Or are we feeling good about our decision? Because if you're not, it's time to think about that. It's time to get into the vibration of success and victory and harmony and moving forward. If your past is holding you back and holding you hostage, you can free yourself. You can change the tune of this frequency. You can. You can change the tune at any time. It's up to you. No one is controlling you. No one is telling you that you have to do anything. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because obviously a lot of my readings or a lot of my viewers watch me because of twin flame connections. So that just goes for some of you twin flames if you're struggling with this. The label. They're a twin flame. So that's the story that, you're telling yourself. It has to work, but you're not in vibration of happiness or calm energy. It's just now a thorn in your side. It's just becoming a negative. You're not feeling harmonious. You're not feeling victorious. You're not able, the music that you're listening to, it's all of just kind of a scattered energy, scattered vibration. Tune into a different frequency when it comes to this connection. Try not to make something work just because of the principle of it, because of the label. We got to get out of that energy. If it's not making you feel good and it's not making you feel like you want to live your best life, if it is dragging you down to the pits of hell, yes, there are reasons why you may be in that energy. But if you are literally been stuck in that energy for years, it's time to change this freaking song. It's time to change the frequency. And I'm not saying you got to let go of the concept that this person's a twin flame or that this person, and you are ever not, or like you're not going to have success, but you got to change the tune or change the frequency of your own vibration because something's not working. And it does have something to do with ourselves at the end of the day. We always want to say it's the other person, but at the end of the day, our own frequency is what we're creating out of, not the other way around. So, okay, you guys, one last message. I swear, I feel like this has been a reading that has been, and it definitely been a journey of the soul this morning. And again, I do feel insecure posting it, but I have to. Integrate rather than segregate. I love it. This really coincides with an earlier message. Some of us may be so scared and so afraid to put ourselves out there, to trust other people, to open ourselves up to new experiences. But we've got to integrate rather than segregate ourselves. Yep, 2 of Earth. Two of Earth is talking about feeling like, you know what? We don't know if we can handle it. We don't know if we have time. We don't know if this is something. We might go back and forth whether or not we just want to be alone forever, or whether we want to jump into something new, whether we want to let people in or whether we don't want to let people in. So there's some kind of an energy that's coming through. Yep, you got to look forward though. You have to. Spirit is saying you've been putting it off long enough. You've been putting off a certain project, or you've been putting off a certain situation, or doing something when it comes to letting people into your life. It's time to drop the balls, because the Two of Earth, Two of Pentacles is usually that energy where somebody's juggling two things. It's like a juggler. It's time to drop the balls and move forward. Look ahead, look forward. Move on, move forward. So this energy of being confused, this energy of not making a choice, or basically kind of juggling things around and just kind of being spread thin and just not trying to maybe even do everything yourself. It's time to drop this energy. This energy is about integrating with other people, working together like these bees. These bees are producing this honey. You're going to be able to produce more honey. It's like two heads are better than one. It's like that energy is coming through. So if you've been holding out on making a decision, or just kind of trying to keep something to yourself, or trying to do it all, Spirit is saying the only way forward is to drop this juggling act and let yourself receive. Let yourself be open to moving forward and opening yourself up to new experiences in life and other people that may want to come into your world and bring you frickin' honey. Wow. I know I said that was the last message, but I want to get one more. Creatively use and respond to change. Beautiful. Creatively use and respond to change. Yeah. Eight of Air. Eight of Swords is about being stuck and just like, oof, I can't do this. I can't do that. Nope. I don't want to change. I'm staying stuck. I'm staying trapped. This is where I feel safe in my head. I don't have to make a decision. I don't got to move forward. I'm just going to stay right here. We need to creatively use and respond to change. Here, this is the illusion of being trapped. I can't change. I can't do that. What if I did this? Something like that. There's a fear here. It's just an illusion. Again, you just have to be in the energy and the vibration of fun. No matter what, no matter if you basically just make that move and move ahead and you like instantly fall off the cliff, or you trip on a rock or whatever. As long as you're living, as long as you're having fun, that's how you're going to create these changes. Okay? We can create change from the Eight of Swords perspective, or this energy of joy perspective. Either way, it's like a duality. There's a shadow aspect of life and there's a light aspect of life. But we've got to learn to creatively just kind of be right in the middle of that vibration. It's very Eastern philosophy, being even-minded. When we're even-minded, we're not, too in the clouds, and we're not too in the pits. We're just kind of right there in the middle. And when we're right there in the middle and we're even-minded, our darkness can't take us down completely, and the light can't take us to the skies and then drop us on our ass again. It's like this hot and cold energy. Very, very cold and hot. We need to creatively start responding to the changes in our life and walk that middle line right in between the dark and the light to find that middle ground here. Okay? That's where the sweet spot is right there in the middle ground. And when we start living our lives from this perspective, we're not going to feel so much darkness, and we're not going to only focus on just the good. Because sometimes people can do that. They're only focused on the positive. And again, it's not that that's anything wrong with that. But it's for those of you that are only focused on the dark, focused on the light. You're so focused on the light that when dark shit happens, it's just like, oh my God, it can take you down. And for those of you that are highly ascended to where you have been in the light and the dark can't even touch you, this message is not for you. It's not for you. Everybody is on a different vibration. Everybody is at a different level of understanding. And so when you're so in the light and you are so highly ascended, the darkness and needing to possibly find a middle ground, that may not even be an issue for you. You may have already found the key to life. You may have already just ascended beyond this dimension. And that is amazing. But most of us are still trying to survive. And that's who I'm talking to today. Okay? So anyways, you guys, I know that was a super long video. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you did tune into the first 30 minutes of this video, I thank you. And I hope that you guys, just feel positive about it. I didn't want to say anything that was going to, trigger anybody or, do the whole boo-hoo, poor me, woe is me. I definitely am not coming from that vibration whatsoever. I just wanted to be raw. I wanted to be open. And I'm definitely not a channel that's a personality channel. I don't really talk a lot about myself, but like I said, I woke up this morning, I was extremely emotional, just reading through the comments, and it wasn't that anything negatively triggered me. I just started to feel everybody's emotions. I started to feel everybody's frustration on this journey. I started to feel everybody's feelings, being the empath that I am, and I just was triggered, very emotional. And I cry a lot when I'm emotional. And so I did. I just purged it. I let it, kind of just filter through me. And I thought, you know what? Before I start my day today, I'm going to just jump on and I'm going to do a reading, not only for myself, not only that soul therapy for me, but maybe for some of you out there that are feeling these same ways or struggling in similar ways. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.